We just got our fourth and final Aladdin Racer revealed, concluding the week of massive news for Season 4 of Disney Speedstorm, which obviously is going to be Aladdin themed. As we saw earlier this week, we got Aladdin revealed first, then Jasmine, and then yesterday, everyone's favorite Genie, and today we got the tall, menacing, villainous Jafar to round out the group of four. Now, if you enjoy today's video, please consider subscribing. We're really close to 1K on the channel, plus it'll keep you up to date on all the Disney Speedstorm news that you need to know. But without further ado, let's get into it. Today, on all of Disney Speedstorm's social medias, they posted "Get ready to rule the racetracks with Jafar" in Season 4 of #Disney Speedstorm, and then below that, like always, we got the picture Jafar joins the race in Season 4, and there he is in all of his menacing glory, looking pretty nice if I do say so myself. I really like the color scheme going on, the red and the blacks, and all of the Aladdin racers have a nice distinct color scheme, which I really like. You know, Jasmine has the nice teal colors, Aladdin has the royal purples, and Genie has all the gold and orange and yellows. And I really like that now Jafar has the red and blacks, giving each racer a distinct color scheme, which I think was missing from Season 3 in my opinion. All of the racers like Lilo and Stitch felt pretty similar, same thing with like Jumba and Gontu. They're all sort of like red and black and tropical color scheme, which was nice, but I like that all of the racers in Season 4 have a nice distinct color scheme that's really recognizable to them. I like it a lot. Now, something that does concern me a little bit about Jafar is he doesn't have his cloak and his robes and his big menacing cape that, you know, Jafar is known for. And so if you take a look at Jafar in the picture, he's really skinny actually, which is, it's kind of weird, and sure, it's how Jafar looks, and I actually don't mind it too much, but I saw some people talking about it, and so I figured I'd mention it. I think it'll look fine in game. It might just be like a bad picture, a bad angle, and honestly, the more you look at it, the more you get used to it. It's just kind of jarring at first seeing Jafar without his cape. But, you know, now that I've been looking at this picture for a couple minutes, it's kind of growing on me, you know? I think Jafar looks good. He has his big hat, I don't know exactly what it's called, and his car looks really good. Again, the wheels on all of these Aladdin characters have looked fabulous, and Jafar is no exception. His car looks pretty nice, and again, the color scheme I think is the real winner here. But let's start speculating about what Jafar will look like inside of Disney Speedstorm. Starting things off with his epic crew member, I think this one is very obvious. It's gonna be Iago, right? Like, is there anyone else that Jafar's epic crew member could be? The Sultan, maybe? Not really. The Sultan's probably gonna be a rare crew member if I had to guess. It's gonna be Iago, right? Like, if it's anyone besides Iago, I will be beyond shocked, as well as the rest of the community. Iago is Jafar's sidekick. It just makes sense, you know. It's like, who else is it going to be, really? So yeah, that's my prediction for Jafar's crew member. As for his class, I think it's going to be Brawler. You know, Jafar's aggressive. He brawls at the end when he becomes a big genie and sorcerer. And, you know, brawlers are aggressive. Most of the villains we have in the game, I think, are brawlers. Steamboat Pete comes to mind. He's a villain and he's a brawler. And I get similar vibes from Jafar. Also, I don't think any of the other Aladdin racers are suited to be a brawler. I don't really see Genie as a brawler, or especially not Aladdin or Jasmine. They are not the brawler type at all. So yeah, that's my prediction for Jafar's class and crew member. Let me know what you think. And as for his ability, I really don't know. Maybe I could see him like hypnotizing other racers. That could be really cool and an interesting mechanic in the game. Obviously not like fully controlling them, but giving some sort of like negative debuff to them on the racetrack. Or maybe, like, you know, he transforms into a snake, because I think he does that in some form of media. Or maybe he becomes a genie, he gets his hands on the lamp for his unique skill. I don't know, something like that. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have, just like Genie, I don't have too many predictions for Jafar and his unique skill, but I think there's some really cool potential for what they could do with Jafar. You know, he is a sorcerer at the end, he has access to magic, so there's a lot you could do with his ability. You can make it really fun and exciting, and I hope they do just that, and I hope it's balanced too, because we have been getting a lot of power creep with the seasonal racers into having really strong abilities. So fingers crossed all of the Aladdin characters have pretty normal, down-to-earth, unique skills. Now, another thing to note about Jafar's reveal, this does disprove the rarity color theory that I brought up in yesterday's video, where people thought the arrows behind the racers corresponded to what rarity they were going to be. Well, Jafar's arrow is red, so unless they're adding a new rarity to the game, which I'm sure they're not going to, it means that this theory was wrong and that we really have no idea what rarity each of the racers are going to be. It could be basically anything, and I'm really excited to find out who they're going to include in the Golden Pass, who's going to be in the season tour, who's going to be an event, because that really does matter a lot when taking into account who you want to level up of the new seasonal racers. And so yeah, I'm really curious for that. Now, another thing is what's next for Disney Speedstorm? Who are the mid-season racers going to be more specifically? Well, we have known through a couple different sources, the Q&A, their Twitter account, that we're going to have some villainous surprises in for next season around Halloween time, and I think that means that the mid-season racers are going to be Disney villains. I think it just makes sense, and we already have Jafar, so that could mean if we add 2 mid-season racers like normal, that would mean 3 villains coming to the game next season. And I think the real question is, what villains are we going to get as the mid-season racers? Well, my guess is on Hades and Gaston for a couple different reasons. Reason number one, their collections are already in the game. We already have a Hercules collection, and we already have a Beauty and the Beast collection in the game. And so I think it just makes sense that if they were to add villains into the game, to already expand past collections. And reason number two, they're just super iconic. Gaston and Hades are basically perfect Disney villains. They're super iconic, animated, classic. They're just really fun. And sure, there's other villains they could add, like Zurg for Toy Story. You could add Water News for Monsters Inc. There's a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean characters you could add, like Davy Jones and Barbossa are the two that come to mind, but I don't think any of those villains are nearly as iconic and recognizable as Hades and Gaston, in my opinion, which is why my bet is on them for being the mid-season racers. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think they're going to add as the mid-season racers? I'm sure we'll find out sometime next week. It shouldn't be long now. And again, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you know, because I'm going to be posting as soon as those racers get revealed. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Jafar coming to Disney Speedstorm, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.